Jai Gurudev. Narada Bhakti Sutras 3. Rejoicing in love without conflict. So how does Gurudev begin? Love and discipline are opposite in nature. This is what we think. Yeah, we think, oh, if I love to dance, I don't need a discipline to practice dance. If I love to sing, I don't need a discipline to practice singing. Right? We think where there is love, a discipline is not required. Where do we think discipline is required? Where something is not so interesting to do, but I know it is good for me, so I need to inculcate a discipline. Narada says, good, do that. You must have a discipline in everyday activity, in food and exercise, in your office work, in your behavior with family, etc. But he goes one step forward and he says there should be a discipline in your love as well. You remember that? So homework number 1 for you from Narada. Have a discipline in your everyday activities like working, your office work or family, doesn't matter if you're at home. Have a discipline in exercising, a discipline in the food that you eat. Yes, he goes a step further and he says, have a discipline in love as well. So what does he mean by discipline in love? Think about your relationship with your beloved. Do you keep saying, honey, I love you, honey, I love you, 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 I love you? Have you totally suffocated your love? Recognize this. Have I been suffocating my beloved with my love? Then there is no discipline in my love. Take this a step further. What would discipline in love also mean? When we love somebody a lot, we keep talking to that person. Yes, and we keep talking, and sometimes we lose discipline in the way we are talking with such a person. We lose discipline in the way we are behaving with our loved ones. Are you seeing what I'm saying? We cross the line. That's where love turns, a little towards disrespect. Because in love you become so close, there is no room for respect left. And then that's where the conflict happens. The other person is not so happy with what is happening. Why? Because the room is so less between the two of you that there is no room for respect. Respect needs a little distance, right? So that's where discipline comes in. Can I prevent my love from curdling, into disrespect? Can I maintain both love and respect in my relationship? It doesn't matter who this relationship is with, whether it is your mother, father, your spouse, or your child, or your sibling. Is your love disciplined? That is the question you have to ask yourself. Yes. And why does our love require discipline? Because we have forgotten that we ourselves are love. If we remember this, the Brahman divided into prakruti and Purusa. I am a combination, a piece of prakruti which also has the Purusa. I am not this prakruti. I am that Purusa. But I have forgotten that I am that Purusa. I have identified with this piece of prakruti, and every little attachment of this piece of prakruti to another piece of prakruti is what I've started calling love. Whereas the real love is in what I am. The Purusha is the one that is pure love, that is divine love. Yeah? It is the energy that is in him, in her, in it, even in that Ferrari, even in that $1 million home, even in that particular Apple product, that this Prakriti is running behind. Yeah, it's a very subtle thing if you look at it. Yeah? This Prakriti, earth, water, fire, ether, air, combined into different permutation and combination became a human somewhere, a house somewhere, a car somewhere, a computer somewhere. Yeah? And all these pieces of Prakriti are also attracted to each other. And that is what they call love. But this force of attraction has come from the Purusha itself. Yeah? Just earth, water, fire, ether, air by itself cannot have this energy, this force of attraction or this love. That love is from the Purusha, because there is this forgetfulness about who I am. That is why my love needs discipline. That's why I need discipline, because I have forgotten that I am divine love. I myself am the Purusha. So now Narada takes us into the first sutra, where he says that I will tell you what the signs of true love are. The first sutra is Talakshanani. Lakshan, signs. Talakshanani, the signs of that divine love. Vachyante, I will enunciate or I will tell you. Nana matbhitat means there are many different opinions of different rishis and sages who spoke about bhakti or divine love. Yeah? And I will enunciate all of them to you. Now, why did rishis talk differently? Yeah? Because it is subjective. Love is a subjective topic. Yeah? Just like I can say it is daytime right now, but somebody else will say no, it is night time. Yeah? Both are right. Both might be in opposite sides of the globe. Yeah? Both are correct. Just like that, different opinions about love could be correct. So let's look at the first one. Yeah? The first rishi that Narada speaks about is Parashaya. Yeah? And Parashaya said, Puja Dishu Anurag iti Parashaya. So Parashaya said that the sign of love is in doing puja. This is so beautiful. Yeah? What is puja? Pu is fullness. Ja is born out of. That which is born out of fullness. Yeah? So let's understand what is it that Parashaya is talking about. What is the meaning of that which is born out of fullness? What is fullness? This space around you, is it full? Okay, can you say is it empty? Yeah. Neither can you say it is empty. Yeah, but you can see that yeah, everything is in space. Yeah. Everything is as if inside space, inside everything is space. Yeah. Just like that is the Brahman. Yeah. It is complete fullness, out of which everything else is born. out of which I am born, out of which you are born, out of which the trees, the insects, the butterflies, the ant, the mosquito, the cat, the dog, this table, this wall, this board, the projector, the lamp, everything is born out of it. Yeah. Brahman is that fullness out of which everything is born. Yeah. Now, what has this Brahman given to you? First of all, it gave you this piece of Prakriti, which is a permutation and combination of this. Yeah. Now, not only this, you are also the Purusa, which is nothing but a reflection of this fullness, the Brahman. So what do we do in Puja? In Puja, this Brahman, which is inside me, hidden somewhere, that I cannot see, yeah, that which I call the Purusa, I invite him outside and ask him to sit in front of me in the most beautiful ideal form. Yeah, because I have a difficulty in worshipping the formless, no? So I give it a beautiful Krishna form, or the form of Ram, or the form of a Devi. Yes, whatever form I like, I give that Purusa that form. Yeah? I invite that Purusa to come outside and be in that form for a little while. Yeah? I want to express my gratitude to that Purusa or to that Brahman. Yeah? Because the Brahman is really unreachable for me. The Purusa, that is the reflection of that Brahman, I call that out and ask it to be in that idol before me. Yeah. Now what has the Brahman given me? The Brahman has given me light, yeah, in the form of the fire element. Yeah. The sun goes around me, yeah, gives me light, gives me warmth. Yes. Like that only I light a lamp or a candle and I take it around the idol that I am worshipping. Yes. Just like the Brahman has given me water. Yeah, it showers rain on me. Yes. That's how I also shower water on that beautiful idol of Krishna sitting in front of me. Just like the Brahman has given me earth element, and in earth element I get fruit and flowers. Yeah, I offer the same fruit and flowers to that Purusa, that Brahman which is sitting in front of me. Yeah. It has given me the air element. Because of the air I can smell the beautiful flowers. Yes. I can smell the beautiful smell, the fragrance of Mother Earth when water element has just fallen. Yeah? In the first rains, after the first rains, the beautiful fragrance of earth. Yeah? That is brought to me by air. Yeah? See, signifying my gratitude for the same, I light an incense stick, yeah, and take it around that idol of Krishna. Yeah. So all the elements that you gave to me, I offer them back to you. Yeah. This is worship. This is the meaning of the puja that you do. Yeah. The mantras are nothing but sounds. Yeah. Sounds, just vibrations. Vibrations that convey my deepest gratitude, my love to that Purusa sitting in front of me. Yeah. I express gratitude for everything that Brahman has given to me. And after I am done with my expression of gratitude, I ask that Purusa to go back into me. This is puja. Yeah? We all have this intense desire to express, no? Yeah? This expression of love, or this expression of gratitude for all that you have given to me, this is puja. Yeah? That is why a sign of divine love that you will see is in the first puja. This was said by Parashaya. Yeah. So homework number 2 for you. Are you grateful for all that you have? Yeah. For everything. Even if you have nothing, you still have earth, water, fire, ether, air, the 5 elements, the basics of this creation. Are you grateful for that? Ask yourself that. Or is the mind still running behind, oh, I want this, I want this, I don't have this, I don't have that. When the mind is feverish and complaining, there is no gratitude. There is no love. Gratitude is nothing but another form of divine love. I'll tell you a story. A man goes to commit suicide. Another person who was passing by just catches this man before he was going to jump off the cliff and asks him, why? Why do you want to commit suicide? So he says, oh, this whole world is bad. I don't have money, I don't have love, my family abandoned me, I don't have a job, everything is bad, I have nothing, I have no house, I have nowhere to go. This is the end of life. I don't want this kind of a life. I'm just going to commit suicide. So the wise guy said, oh, anyway you are going to commit suicide, would you like to help me before you die? He says, yeah, if I can. So he says, why don't you sell your eyes to me? I'll take you to the king, and the king has asked me to get a pair of healthy eyes, and he will give me 1 lakh rupees. Anyway you are going to end your life, just give me your eyes, and I could get 1 lakh rupees. So he says, okay, what's the big deal, anyway I'm going to die. So he goes with him. They are both walking and they go to the king's palace. The wise guy takes the king aside and whispers in his ear something. Okay. After that the king says, yes, I'll give you 1 lakh rupees, give me your eyes. So now this guy starts thinking, oh, how can I give him my eyes? I don't want to give him my eyes. I can't do this. Even if I'm going to die, I can't do this. No. So he was thinking all this. So the king saw the confusion on his face and said, what you're thinking, 1 lakh rupees is less? Okay, I'll give you 5 lakh rupees. You give me your 2 eyes. That guy started getting more and more confused. So the king said, okay, I'll give you 10 lakh rupees. You give me your eyes. Now this guy who was going to commit suicide is all perturbed and agitated inside, and he's like, no, why should I give you my eyes? Even if you give me 1 crore, even if you give me $1 million for it, I am not going to give you my eyes. Forget about it. So the king says, what eyes? You give me your ears also. Why don't you give me your kidneys also? Maybe I can even use your heart. Now this guy gets even more agitated and he says, no, I will not give you anything, and I'm not going to commit suicide. So the wise guy and the king finally start clapping their hands. They were successful. Then the king and the wise guy both say to him, be grateful for whatever you have. At least you have eyes. At least you have ears. Yeah? You can see, you can hear. Ask the person who does not have eyes and ears. They are still living. There are people who don't have hands. There are people who don't have one kidney. They are still living. Yeah? You have all this intact and you are still cribbing in life that I don't have enough. Wake up. Be grateful for what you have. This changed that guy. After that, he never ever said that I do not have enough. He was grateful for everything that he had, for everything that God had given him. Are you grateful? Ask yourself this. Yeah, that's your homework number 2. The next sutra is about Garga. Katha Dishviti Garga. Garga Rishi said that when you are in love, you keep talking about it in different ways. You tell the stories. Katha means story. Yeah? Just like I told you a story right now. Yeah? Something that you really love, you keep talking about it in different ways and different manners. Yeah? When you find somebody who keeps talking about the Purusa or the Brahman and keeps telling you the same thing in different ways, yeah? That is a sign of divine love. Yeah? So said Garga Rishi. Yeah? Now, there's a deeper meaning behind this. Yeah? People who are lost in this prakriti only talk about acquiring something in this prakriti, being feverish about getting something, being feverish about running away from a negative situation. Yeah? Just a constant feverishness in the mind. Yeah? What does this do to them? Yeah? It either makes them greedy to get something if it is feverishness for money. Yeah? If it is feverishness for name, fame, they indulge in politics. If it is a feverishness for a particular person, it goes into obsession and possessiveness. Do you see what I'm saying? All this is about the prakriti. Yeah? When somebody is in love with something in this prakriti. But when somebody goes higher towards the Purusa, it's not something that you can achieve or attain or grab or be feverish about. There is just pure love there. Yeah? You can only tell beautiful stories about it. You can only meditate and go deeper into yourself. Yeah? You can only talk more and more knowledge. This person who talks about the Purusa, tells you stories about the Purusa, makes you feel very light-hearted, happy, yeah? Injects you with joy and love. And this person who talks about the Prakriti and is feverish about the Prakriti and just is lost in this Prakriti, inculcates feverishness in you, jealousy in you, comparison in you. This is a sign of bad company. This is a sign of good company. You decide. Where do you want to be? Here or here? Homework number 3. Analyze your company. Is your company good or bad? And how will you know? Good company leaves you light-hearted, joyous, happy, relaxed. When you walk away, you are happy, you are at peace. Yeah? But when you walk away from bad company, you have jealousy and anger and hatred all inside you. Analyze your company And part 2 of the question, analyze your own self. For others, are you good company or are you bad company? Yes. The third Rishi that Narada talks about is Shandilya Rishi. Shandilya says, Atmaratya Virodhena, means one who is rejoicing in love, devoid of conflict. Yeah? That is a sign of divine love. Yeah? Now, Atma is not just the self or the Atma, it is also love. Like I explained, that Brahman itself is love. That magnet of love broke into a million pieces of love. All these million pieces are obviously going to be attracted to each other. Yes? So we are finally all love. Yeah? So one who can rejoice in his own self, devoid of any conflict. That is the sign of divine love. Yeah? And what are the examples Gurudev gave us? Sometimes we are enjoying dancing, singing, and then you say, oh, I should not be doing this. This looks so funny. This is a conflict. Yeah? I was in joy and suddenly my intellect came up with some kind of a conflict. Some started inside. Yes? Then I'm not rejoicing. Yeah? My joy has suddenly dropped off. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah? You're enjoying something. You're enjoying a gulab jamun, or you're enjoying candy or pastry, chocolate pastry. Yeah? And then you say, oh, I'm in so much knowledge, I should not be enjoying this. Yeah? Again, what have you done to yourself? You have just killed your joy. So Narada is very smart, huh? In the beginning he says that a discipline is required in everything, all your daily routine, yeah, even in eating food. And now he tells you that you rejoice but without conflict. Yeah? Seemingly opposites, but actually they complement each other, just like day and night. Yeah? I rejoice in eating all that sweet and candy, but that does not mean I cross the line. When I eat one gulab jam, it's awesome, it's tasty, I love it, it's delicious. Yeah, I eat the second one, yeah, okay, it's the same as the first. But now when I cross the line and go to 3, 4, 5, what am I doing? There is no more joy now. Yeah, now the mind has become feverish. Knowing where the line has to be drawn, so I don't move away from my joy into feverishness. Yeah? That is called discipline. Yeah? So you rejoice, yeah? But devoid of conflict. Now even I want to eat more and more and more. Intellect has started, no? Yeah? The joy of that tasty gulab jam, yeah, died the moment the mind said, one more, one more, one more. Yes, it's just that first one. The joy is always in just the first one. Recognize this. Yeah? So experiment tonight. Yeah? Eat your most favorite thing, whatever. Pizza, candy, dessert, chocolate cake, whatever. Lindt chocolate, yeah? And experiment. Yeah? How am I feeling with the first one? Yeah? And observe the joy, and then you see, go to the second one and see how am I feeling. Yeah? Keep observing, and then go to the third and see what has started happening now. Is the mind talking? Has the intellect started? Yeah? You experiment. What Shandilya is saying. Yeah, that's your homework number 3, I think. So Chandilya said that one who rejoices in the self. Yeah, rejoicing in the self also means meditating. Just going within, withdrawing from this prakriti and being within, still, quiet, in the silence within. Yeah, that is rejoicing in the self or rejoicing in love. Yeah, you can use this interchangeably. Yeah, love and self is not different. So, homework number 4 for you. Meditate regularly. Only when you meditate can you go away from this prakriti and close to your true self, the Purusa. Yeah. So what are the 3 signs of divine love that we have learned so far? First, puja, yeah, worshipping or being grateful for whatever I have. Yeah. Second is telling stories, talking about it. Yeah. Being good company myself. Yeah. And being with good company. Yeah. That's the second. And third is rejoicing in self or rejoicing in love. Yeah. Whatever I do, yeah, completely rejoicing in that. Even meditation. Just being with the self. Yeah. So, Narada says there might be some people who would love to be dissolved in gratitude. Always being in love and gratitude and away from complaining. Yeah, that's the first technique. Second is always being in good company and being good company themselves. Yeah. And third is always rejoicing, yeah, with discipline, of course. Without discipline there is no rejoicement. So always rejoicing in whatever you do, yeah, and also meditating. These are the 3 techniques by the 3 rishis. Narada says, I give you the 4th. Yeah. He's saying maybe these 3 are not your cup of coffee, so I'll give you a 4th one. Naradastu tadarpitakhilacharita tadvismarne paramavyakulteti. Narada says, Narada the great rishi, the great acharya says that tadvismarne, in forgetting that Brahman or the Purusa, yes, in forgetting that divine and getting lost in this prakriti, what happens to you? You get indulged into anger, jealousy, hatred, feverishness. You are lost in this maya jal of people, situations and things. And this being lost in this maya jal is so difficult, no? That is called vyakulteti, restlessness. Parama vyakulteti is the greatest restlessness. Yeah? In forgetting the Purusa or the Brahman or the divine, there is the greatest restlessness. Parama vyakulteti. Yeah? It is called the restlessness of the soul. Yeah? Where you will not find satisfaction or contentment in achieving and acquiring all the pieces of prakriti, whether it is a $1 million house, whether it is a handsome man or a beautiful woman or the most or the latest gadget in the market. Yeah. That restlessness, that inner restlessness of the soul, the parama vyakulta of the soul, it cannot be satisfied by pieces of prakriti. Yeah? Because that room is only for the Purusa, is for the Brahman, is for the self. And he gave you many examples of the gopis in Vrindavan. Yeah? This vyakulta is actually longing, is the love that waiting for uniting with the highest, the Brahman, the Purusa. Yeah. So he spoke about love and longing today. Yeah. Krishna and Radha are love and longing. Yes. But in today's world, he gave us examples, no? There is no longing only. That is why our love gets curdled. Yeah? That is why a little distance is required, a little space is required, where you are not together with your beloved all the time. Yeah? That creates that longing. Yeah? When you're too much together all the time, you suffocate each other. Yeah? There is no space. So homework number 5. Do you give your beloved some space? Yeah. Otherwise, two feverish people can suffocate each other, right? Yeah. So look into all these. Yeah, these are all beautiful techniques given to us by all the ancient rishis. Yeah. Look into them and dissolve yourself into divine love. Yeah. So you keep doing your homework and I will see you next week. Jai Gurudev.